Hello everyone, this is Zeeebo and welcome to today's Honkai Star Rail video. So in today's Honkai Star Rail video, we will talk about how much attack percentage you actually need on Ting Yun and whether or not you actually need to care about attack percentage for her. So first of all, the reason why we are talking about this topic is because I got a Reddit post shared to me on my Discord server that is very interesting to read and is very easy to understand. So today's video, I'll actually discuss a lot of the details with this Reddit post over here done by Mr. Talukita. I'll link up this post in the description down below so you guys can read it yourself if you guys don't get the details from my video. So first of all, let's talk about why you need to care about attack percentage, because for Ting Yun herself, one of the most important part of a kit is her main skill, which grants a single ally with Benediction to increase their attack by up to 50% at level 10 and at level 12 up to 55%, up to a total of 25% of Ting Yun's current attack at level 10 and 27% of Ting Yun's current attack at level 12 itself. So this one depends on whether or not you have her Eidolon max out and whether or not you got her to level 80. So she's definitely one of the best 4-star buffer in the game, and this part of her kit is what makes her really powerful, because you really make that one unit in your team hit super hard, and that's where the hyper carry idea comes in, because you buff one carry so that it deals so much damage, it hits the enemy so hard that it kills them all super quickly. So that's why she's one of the best 4-star character in that category, and that's why we need to talk about her attack percentage. And this, I will go back to the Reddit post to discuss on this topic. So this Reddit post over here by Mr. Talukita states that first of all, there's a few things we all need to know about the plus attack percentage buff. So this buff, I also realized it a few days ago discussing with my other Honkai Star Rail friends, and that is all attack percentage buff on the character only applies to the base attack value of the character. So base attack value refers to the character's base attack plus the character's light cone attack that is given to the character itself. So for example, if the character's base value, including her attack, as well as a light cone, is 500, and on the character view page itself, her character attack is 3000, the plus attack percentage only calculates that 500 base attack. So she will only be getting up to a total of 250 attack buff based on these numbers over here, and not the 50% of 3000. So that's why the attack percentage buff is not, I'll say, like, not as big as we think, because it does not factor in like your Tracer's attack buff, it does not factor in like your other attack buff that you can get from your light cones. So overall, it is not as amazing as I thought it would be. So that's something that I realized recently as well. And for the second part, after you use this buff itself, right, the maximum attack that you can give to the ally is also dependent on Ting Yun's current attack. So current attack refers to Ting Yun's total attack, and that's why building attack on her is very important. But how much is too much in order to ensure efficiency? That's what we are trying to discover over here. So with the disclaimer out of the way, let's take a look at the first part. So using level 80 Sealy as well as her light cone, you get a total of 122 base attack, 1222. So over here, if you're using a level 10 skill, you will get a 611 boost. So later on, I'll include a few calculations for Ting Yun, right, as well as level 12 Ting Yun if you get to max out her Eidolons itself. So do stay tuned for that. But for this example, we'll use whatever is stated here. So for Sealy at level 10, you'll be giving Sealy a maximum of 611 attack buff. And in order to calculate the maximum attack for Ting Yun, right, you just take 611 multiply by 4, and that is pretty much the amount of attack you need for Ting Yun herself. And then the author proceeds to highlight the different stuff that could give her attack numbers and why you don't need to focus too much on attack percentage. And based on the calculation in this Reddit post, if you have a level 80 Ting Yun with a level 80 Carve the Moon, right, we will get a total of 1005 base attack. So I'll include the other combinations, such as the combinations with Planetary Rendezvous, with Bronya's light cone, as well as the other light cones that you could potentially equip on Ting Yun to calculate the max amount of attack percentage that you need for her. So for Ting Yun over here, she has a base 28% attack boost, 12% attack boost from Musketeer. So personally, I think Musketeer is the best relic set for Ting Yun, because it provides her with speed, with attack, allows her to move faster and easier to speed tune. And lastly, because Ting Yun is going to buff a unit and use her normal attack, the basic attack buff on Musketeer set is simply amazing for her. So best set for Ting Yun. So no other set, like I think Musketeer set is the best. Like any other set is okay, but not as good as Musketeer for Ting Yun specifically. The next one, for the hands itself, it gets a 352 flat attack And for the max 5-star percentage for body armor and planar, you get a total of 86.4. So based on this calculation, you get 1005 multiplied by 1 plus 126.4%. So the percentage there is just to simplify things. So the formula should be times 1 plus 1.264. So that is a percentage change to decimals plus 352 attack, and that is 2627. So this is the amount of attack you need for a level 10 Ting Yun, right, with a level 80 CD. So I'll calculate all the other combinations, such as the combination you need with a level 80 Ting Yun, right, with his light cone, level 80 Himiko, as well as maybe a level 80 Yanqing, because they are like the more common 5-star carry that people use. So that is the attack stats, right? So of course you can definitely add more attack percentage to boost the damage numbers, but it is better to use speed boost and energy recharge rope for her for more utilities. So this is only attack percentage on body armor and planar sphere, so any 2 parts on her is good, but the author is suggesting energy recharge for her to use her ultimate more often, and a speed boost for her to actually tune her speed and move faster than most of your carries. So this is your ultimate endgame stuff, so I'll skip that. Then based on the planar sphere stat, right, it is completely redundant to use Space Leading Station, right, despite many guides saying so, because it gives plus 24% attack. But as we seen above, right, she is already achieving enough attack even without the Space Leading Station attack buff. So you don't need more attack, and instead Fleet of the Ageless is better because it gives additional 8% attack on top of a 12% attack boost on Ting Yun. And because you're already building speed on her, the ability for you to actually get this buff is just super easy. So that's why Fleet of the Ageless is the best planar sphere set for Ting Yun herself. And in case you don't trust the math, you can use Pinwin's character builder. So that is something for reference. You guys can refer to it. So there's some TLDR, and that's basically it for this article itself. So let us jump into the calculations that you need for the other carry characters that you might have in your team itself. So moving on to the calculation, I'll be using the level 12 skill as an indicator, because for myself, my Ting Yun will be able to go up to level 12, and for most people out there, Ting Yun being a 4-star character that you will develop, you'll eventually get her to Eidolon 5, so you will get these numbers eventually. So for the base attack calculation, this is the formula over here. So this is the buff numbers that you need on Ting Yun, or the attack number that you need on Ting Yun. So for level 80 Ting Yun is 2607. For Himiko, the highest attack unit, you need a total of 2725. For Yanqing, it's 2569, and for Clara is 2687. So these are the 4 like commonly used 5-star carries by most people. So if you're using Dan Heng, then you got to scale the numbers accordingly. But you roughly need a range of about 2500 to 2700 plus in order to maximize this ability. So if you take a look at Ting Yun herself, with the different light cones, assuming the above variables, these are the variables I use in the, or rather I take from the Reddit calculation. So you have a Musketeer set that gives 12% attack, right? You use a 320 base attack for the hand, and then for the main stats for the body as well as the planar, you use attack percentage. And this is not including the substats for you will get. So you might get some attack percentage in the subset itself, which will make your numbers bigger. And over here, as you guys can see, if I'm using the Fleet of Ageless Sphere, which gives another 8%, I will get 2564.448 for Ting Yun if you're using Planetary Rendezvous. If you're using Bronya's Light Cone, you will get a total of 2810, which is way above the threshold that you need. Because for Himiko, it's 27 something. If you're not using Himiko, 2810 is more than enough. Then if you're using the higher attack base attack light cone, which is Carve the Moon, then you will get a total of 2687 attack for Ting Yun herself. So from here, basically what he's trying to say is all these light cones, no matter what you use, right, at this main stat being attack percentage rate, as well as using the Fleet of Ageless, you pretty much is able to hit most of the thresholds. Just missing a little if you're using Planetary Rendezvous, but you can make up for the attack percentage from your subset itself. So maybe a 11% increase will scale this number to be above the numbers you need. So for myself, it's Ting Yun, which is 2607, because I'm using him with Ting Yun together with the Planetary Rendezvous light cone. So that's why this number is something that is more than enough, it's more than sufficient. So I just need a bit of attack percentage, and that's basically it for this video, right? You guys can calculate these numbers based on your own sets that you're using, based on your own planner that you're using. But personally, space stealing station is not really needed. All you gotta do is get your attack percentage main stats and a bit of attack percentage substats in some of your equipments, and I think your Ting Yun is pretty much good to go for the attack side. So just got to build more speed so that she goes faster, she's able to attack more, build up more skill points, and even use her buff more frequently on the other units itself. So yep, that's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Do remember to like and subscribe in order to see more contents from this channel, and I'll see you guys again in my next video. Bye guys!